It's 3:26 p.m. on Thursday, October 15th. This is Kathryn Scraps Live, and we're finally decorating the Squawktagon. All the construction is complete. Magnets, reinforcing any like crazy areas, corners that we're lifting up, all of that. So, yay! We are finally decorating. We're going to use All Hallows Eve? Question mark? I forgot. Yes, we are going to use All Hallows Eve to decorate it. Now, let's take a little look down inside it. Okay, so things to be aware of as we're decorating. These side pieces, we just want to put pattern paper on them. We don't want to do anything else because we don't want it to get thick and get tight on these sides here, okay? And then here, right here and right here, all right, we have some room where we can, you know, add like maybe waterfalls or something, because there is room right here and right here. And then on the inside, we can go wild. We can put like an expanding envelope. We can put a little box, like whatever. We can make whatever we want to do on the inside, we can do. So we can get as thick as we want on the inside, but like right here and right here, we need to be flatter. And then of course on the outside, right here and right here, we can be as thick as we want as well. And then because these pieces stay on the outside, right, when we Squawktagon it, so they stay on the outside when it becomes a Squawktagon. All right, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our white gel pen, and anything that's on the outside, we're gonna write an O so that we know it's on the outside. And then if it doesn't have an O, then we know what? That it's on the inside. These taped pieces, we know it's fine. All right. Okay. And then for the ones that are always on the outside, I'm going to put an OA for always out. An AO. So anyone that's always on the outside is also going to get an AO. So we know which ones have to be flat and which ones can be chunky monkeys. All right. Now, everything else is interior. So we want to be flatter, except for these two. All right. So the two that are closer to your big tab, these two, these have to be skinny. I'm going to draw an SK for skinny. And then for these two, the two that are closer to your skinny piece, those can be plumper. So I'm going to draw a PL for plump. Okay. All right. So basically your skinny pages have to be next to your plump tab, and your plump pages next to your skinny tab. Other than that, we're good to go. So let's start with the always outside and get it so it's going to look cute in this position, like sitting on your shelf, you know. We'll start here, and I have a couple ideas. All right. So my first thought is for this one, which is the one that I think of as the front cover, because this is how the flap comes up. All right. So I was thinking, what if we made a folder, you know, that came up and over and had a tab here. So it's like a flap that goes to here, and then like a tab here that goes over. We could like magnet it shut. And then we could put, I don't know, whatever on the inside. So, like a waterfall, or, what else can we put? What can we put in our folder? And then you would open your folder to reveal what's inside. Well, let's put a Holy Joe on the inside. Not a Holy Joe on the... I mean, I guess we could do a Holy Joe on the outside. But I don't like that as much for some reason. We could do a button and string closure instead of a magnet closure on whatever we do put on the outside. But I kind of want a folder. And maybe we'll do a decorative edge. All right, hold on. Oh, a Holy Joe inside. Okay, let's look at the paper and see what inspiration will strike us. Ow, ow, ow. Whew. Yeah, I just hurt my shoulder just now reaching too far to pick something up. All right, so we're gonna do something with these pumpkins, I think. And on our folder flap, it can be pumpkins all the way down. So it can be, and then we'll just shape it like the pumpkins, okay? So let's say we want the whole thing to come out 3.5 inches. So 3.5 inches to come out, 1/2 inch of thickness to hold whatever's on the inside. And then 1 inch to stick it to the front. Okay, so that's 3.5 plus 1/2, which is 4, plus 1 inch, which is 5. So it'll be 5 inches by, and let's make it not quite 11. Let's make it 10 3/4. So 5 inches by 10 3/4. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. And we can stick a skull or two in there. Okay, so 5 by 10 3/4. Get your scoreboard. And then you're just going to score it at 3.5 and 4. This black cardstock is Smooth and Silky ColorMates in black And the paper is All Hallows Eve by Paper Phenomenon, and everything I'm using is linked in the video description. All right, so this is going to go on here like so. Okay. And I cut extra pumpkins, and I resized my pumpkins, so I have pumpkins in a few different sizes because I did use the digital paper. And so what I'm thinking is do so I'm just kind of laying stuff down to see if I like how it looks. Okay, I don't think I do, but I do like this skull down here at the bottom anchoring something. So let's see if we have anything that's like really cool looking and vertical. In the pattern paper. Let me get my skull. All right, so it would be like the skull would be here. Let me actually cut the skull out. All right, so once we've got the skull cut out, it'll be easier to see how it looks. And then what we'll do is we'll just put paper in a, okay, that's doing something versus an, okay, that's doing nothing. So this is doing something, nothing. so the problem with this one is just that since the potion bottles are on the bottom, it doesn't, you know, it mostly just covers them. But if we did this smoky stuff, you know, that's kind of cool. It looks like the skull is smoking, so no, 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 no. Maybe if we put other stuff behind the skull, so maybe, no, no, maybe, okay. Ooh, this is kind of cool because like the colors, the skull matches the flowers so well that it almost looks like it's part of the pattern. And so you definitely have like, you know, the juxtaposition of the roses with the skull is really nice. I actually like that a lot. No, I don't know what you are. You're just a white piece of cardstock. This is kind of cool. I mean, it covers up the graves, but we've got all the different, the stripes, the tree. Nah, I mean, it's okay, but it's not that good. It's a little busy for the cover / outside. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside for a second. All right. So this one's really good, and this one's really good. Compared to those two, this one and this one aren't really doing anything. Or neither is this one. So I'm taking these 3 out of rotation. So now we're down to 2, or 3. So we've got the smoky skull, where the smoke would be running up the side. And then we have the skull down here. Wonder if there's something to put behind the skull if we went this direction. Okay, so that would get the most out of this one, I think. So, And I could then maybe use the roses on the folder itself. So, because those two look so good together. So this may be the combination where we'll put this on the other side of on the larger side of the folder, and then this is the closure of the folder. Because this one looks cool. You know, even just stark like this with the skull just covering the little cemetery as if the skull is what's in the corner. But then we have to find something to do it with. I'm going to cut off a good inch at the top as well, so it looks like this. Although we could actually probably use both halves of this. So we could cut it like 3 1/4 here. And then what would be left would be 8 3/4 and just make our folder 8 3/4. So it would be this and this would be the whole folder and keep the scene. So I'll let you vote. All right. So option 1 would be, we're going to cut it here and we'll use this half on, you know, the left side of the folder and this half on the right side of the folder, which is the flap that closes over it. So we'll use both sides. So we'll keep the scene mostly intact. We'll lose about, you know, 1 1/4 at the top here, but you know, we'll still have some leaves showing. That's option 1. So this is the flap, this is the folder. Option 2 would be to use this for the folder and to use this for the flap, and then to build out that little potion scene, you know. Like that. So this would be 2, okay? So this is 1, and then this is 2. So 1, 2. So if you like this, if you want to use this intact, mostly intact, type a 1 in the chat. And if you like the combination, type a 2 in the chat. Type a 2 in the chat. And then I'm going to drink a bunch of water while you vote. You're torn. Okay, wait a minute. What about this? I'll compromise because this thing has 2 sides. So what if we do one on one and the other on the other? And then you don't have to choose. If I have to print another skull, I'll just print another skull. So if you want to do both of them, and you want to do one on one side and one on the other, type of 3. And while you continue to vote, I'm going to go look and see if I happen to have another skull somewhere, or if I need to print a skull. All right, I'm just flipping through my embellishments. To see what I've got. All right. I have a tinier skull, a tinier 31, and a tinier pumpkin. I'm going to use these three, and we'll build something in this corner with these three for the front. So we'll make this number 1, and then we'll do the larger ones. We'll make this number 2. That'll go on the back. And the reason I'm doing the larger ones on this is because this paper is more plain. So the larger ones are needed to make it have more oomph. Whereas on this one, this paper is not so plain, so it's good to have less going on. I also saw this where it says park your brooms at the door and come sit for a spell, which I thought we could maybe put here. No, it's too big. It's too big. All right. Okay. All right, so that's our plan. All right, so let's begin to execute our plan. So first thing I need to do is cut these out. All right. I don't know if I'll put a folder on both the front and the back. I think on the back, well, I think I'll put a folder on both the front and the back, but I think there'll be different things inside them. So on one of them, I think it would be cool to do a waterfall. And then on the other, I don't know. I don't know what to do on the other yet. We could do that thing where when you open it, like what's inside is bigger than the, so it pops out. You know what you probably know what I mean. You're smarties. You're smarties. Okay. So let's cut these out. And that's what I'm going to do. So yeah, I'm going to get a new mat for my desk. Got to get, I think, at least 3 new lights. So, yeah, I was actually just thinking that, Bev. It looks like the Squawktagon. So it's perfect to go on the front. It's perfect. All right. All right. Okay, so let's ink everything in black ink for this album. Okay, now I'm gonna cut. And I'm just gonna use my Fiskars trimmer today because I have a bunch of, oh, nope, I cleared off my trimmer. Never mind. I'm the brains of the operation. Now you should be scared. Okay, so 3 1/4, because this is 3 1/2 by, this is 10 3/4, so 3 1/4 by 10 1/2. All right, is wait, 3 1/4 by 10 1/2. It's gonna go right on here. Ooh, that looks very nice. Okay, before I stick that down, I'm gonna glue these things to it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue them from back to front. And I'm going to use glue because this is on the outside. So it's just a little bit sturdier if you use glue. Okay. Okay. Then this one's next. Make sure I get the stem. And then press it into place once you get it glued down. Then this one. What the heck? Okay. My fingers don't want to work. There we go. All right. So I'm going to ink the edges of the paper as well. All right, and this is going to go here. Do I want to glue it? Yeah. Extra strength. And then we'll put tape on this. And ooh, should we put a little 3/8 inch, strip a little something right there? I think just this little, a little bit of this. So we'll put a little bit there. Go. Put that there. So I'm going to ink this and then I'll glue it down as well. And I'm gonna glue this down as well. Beautiful. Okay. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Now, okay. Alrighty. So, that's good. And I think this is where we're going to be pausing for just today, because it's after 4. But ultimately what we're going to do is we're going to stick this right here with some kind of closure. And so this will be underneath it. So this is what it'll look like. All right. So it'll look like this. And then inside of it, we'll put something, you know, we'll put some kind of thing on the inside of it, like a waterfall or something. So we need to think about how we're going to close it, that kind of stuff. But yeah, when we come back tonight, we'll be in full on decorating mode for the whole show. So definitely come back at 9 p.m. Eastern USA time. We're going to start decorating. It's going to be fun, fun, fun. So hopefully, I was going to say hopefully we won't slow down, but it's like we've been going at a snail pace. So hopefully what will happen is we will speed up. If we slow down, I don't know, it'll be Christmas before we finish this. So thanks so much for watching. I'll be back tonight with more decorating of this album. Until then, see you then. For those of you who are overseas, have a wonderful evening and a wonderful weekend. I'll see you next week. For everyone else, I'll be back at 9 p.m. Eastern USA time tonight, which is 5 hours from now. So whatever time it is where you are now, add 5 hours, and I'll be right back here. Thanks so much for watching. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.